YouTube, let me set this phone up on this little phone stand right here. Some way, somehow, I'll get it. Probably should have did that before. I came on here to talk about Prime Inc. and why I left. If you've watched my videos and somehow recognize my face, my voice, the username, something, I ask that you subscribe. I deleted my old channel a while back for a variety of reasons that I'm not going to get into. Nothing legal trouble, nothing like that, just personal stuff going on. I don't really remember when I truly left Prime. It's been a minute and a lot has happened. But I remember the reasons I left Prime. I remember that I stayed for 9 months. This was like 2022, January of 23 or April, something like that. Guess that wouldn't make sense. April of 22, I will say, because I had my license in 21. Something. I'm not even going to try to figure it out because I just woke up not that long ago and my brain is still waking up. I left Prime because there was a lot of sneakiness going on. I had a lot of issues. I was lied to about a lot of things. They really sell that lease program. I have quite a few friends still at Prime. And turns out company drivers at this moment, because of the freight market, are making more than lease drivers. You look at the gross you're making, yeah, it looks all big and fancy. But when you look at your actual take home and you take away taxes, you're not making that much. And you inherit full responsibility. You inherit full responsibility for the truck, full responsibility for the load, and they sell it to you like you're an owner-operator, and you're not. You're a glorified company driver. And there's some people that will hype up lease. They will hype it up, hype it up, hype it up. They will tell you that if you're not making money, you're doing something wrong and all that stuff. Take it from someone that has ran a lease successfully, not only with national carriers, but with Prime. The greatest piece of advice I can offer you is it's the same pie, cut a different way. Lease is not made to benefit us. It's made to benefit the company, to cut responsibility, to cut finances, and take it off of them and put it on us. Because if we mess something up, it's on us, not them. And they still have I think it's 30% cut-free profit no matter what. It could be more, it could be less. I'm just throwing numbers there. I left Prime because of how I was treated. My PSD trainer, James, he was awesome. I have nothing to say about him. I was a little hot-headed, prideful, I guess, freaking out because I was nervous about backing like most people. I really wanted to learn manual, but Prime said they were phasing out the manual. My first TNT trainer was Eddie. And Eddie was awesome. I have no complaints about Eddie. Eddie was upfront, honest, and brutal with me. He and a lot of people may be like, I want a kind trainer, blah blah blah. No, Eddie was just right for me. I don't remember his last name. I think it was Gonzalez or something like that. But he was great. He was upfront. He was honest. He was phenomenal. I couldn't say nothing bad about him. Eddie told me, he said, Prime don't give a fuck about you. Prime don't care. He said, you're nothing but a number here. He says, I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm not saying this to scare you away. He said, but I want you to know that you're here to make money. They hired you to make money. And if you complain about me or complain about other people, they're just going to move you around, and nothing's really going to get done or solved. Prime did me dirty, pretty bad. I'm going to get into that and some more of the other statistics later. Eddie's truck broke down. I ran probably 21,000 miles with him. No big deal, coast to coast. I thought it was funny. I'd wake up in a different town, different city every day, different state, and I looked at Eddie and go, it's like I'm a hooker. I'm waking up in different states every day. He got a little laugh out of that. But Eddie's truck broke down. It was down probably a week, 2 weeks, and then I guess Prime got tired of waiting, and they shoved me with a trainer called Stormy. Stormy was a Norse pagan Republican trucker. That's what she said. Long story short with Stormy, at first we got along, and then I offended her. we were in Texas, north of Waco, and at a Love's truck stop somewhere. Like, this was a long time ago, so I can remember some of the details here. I was on the phone with my mom. Now, take it, Stormy was a self-proclaimed pansexual, had a husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, all the whole 9 yards there. And I was sitting in the passenger seat talking on the phone with my mom. And my mom asked me what I'm doing. I said, we're just picking up some lot lizards. My mom's like, what? And Stormy went off. She said, I've had it here with your disrespect. And then for probably a good hour, I'm trying to talk to her. I'm like, so what part of what I said upset you? I'm trying to understand why you're mad. I'm trying to understand if I spoke out of line or what really is going on. I was like, I really don't get it here. And I don't want to talk about it. I don't forgive you, blah, 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 blah. Shut up. Don't talk to me. I just shut up. From a genuine point of view, I really didn't, to this day, don't understand what I did wrong. Because I was talking to the phone with my mom joking, and Stormy's lifestyle seems like she wouldn't be offended by my joke, but whatever. I'm going to say a lot. Just know that, because I got to really think here. Stormy kicked me out of the truck at this racetrack road something. It was like a gas station with a really long parking lot in Waco, Texas. And I had to get all my stuff off the truck. I kind of just sat there for a moment, didn't know what to do. I had to get an Uber to the Greyhound station, and my fleet manager got me a Greyhound back home. When I had gotten back home, while still in TNT, they had me pick up a recovery truck. Had a bunch of issues. I ran with that recovery truck, did some loads, and I got some solo experience while still being in training, which was nice, but it was also scary because I didn't know. I was too scared to mess up. I went lease op, upgraded, did the whole test thing, and they kind of short my runs. I have a very good feel of what's out there, what kind of freight's out there, all that stuff. I have a very good idea of the shipping lanes, well, what freight comes out of where, because I've been doing this a minute now. And I was always told there was no freight, or you're going to have to deadhead 500 miles, or blah, blah, blah. And as a lease operator, you have to eat that. And long story short, so I can get to the point, because I'm going to tell a short version of this. I had like 13 criticals to come on within like a week. And I kept telling my fleet manager, it's not me, I don't know what's going on. And he pulled me into the terminal. I told him it's not me. I said, I'm going to prove it to you. And I took it to Freightliner, right there in Springfield, Missouri. They looked it out. They did a diagnostics over the entire truck. Deep within the truck, something I couldn't see even on a pre-trip, was a bunch of wires messed up. And it was tripping criticals left and right, left and right, left and right. And he said, that's your issue, you shouldn't have no more. Well, sure as shit, I didn't have no more. And I told my fleet manager about that, and he said, well, now that we've checked the truck out, we're going to check you out. I said, Joe, it's not me. You want to tell me again how it's not me? And he said, I never said that, and if you said I did, I'll fucking fire you. They say, some drivers say they can't fire a lease op because you're an independent driver, but I hold a different point of view. I think they can find a reason to get rid of you. I said, okay. He said, you're going to do the training class all over again. You're going to do a road test. Essentially, he was putting me through orientation all over again. And as a lease driver, I'm in the hole. No, dude. I was like, I got a family to take care of. And so as soon as he clocked out, I sent a freeform message, and I was out the door. I turned the truck in. I stayed at Red Roof Inn, and I was in a truck the next day with National Carriers because they got me a plane ticket out of there. I say that to say this. I know from personal experience, Prime is sneaky. Not what it used to be. I've talked to drivers who worked there in 2002, 2004. Take it, that's a long time ago for us now. I have talked to drivers who have recently left there. I have talked to drivers all across the country, and they are very sneaky. They tell you they won't retaliate. They tell you you can reject a load if you're a lease driver. They will retaliate. If you reject enough of them, they will retaliate. And honestly, it's not worth the headache. I'm here to make money. You're here to make money. Stop the games. Just ultimately stop the games. There's a lot of people that will say if you can't run a successful lease, you don't need to be in business. Lease is very hard to run. The greatest piece of advice I have ever gotten was lease, when it comes to all companies, no matter who you are, it's the same pie cut a different way. Lease was made to benefit the company, not the driver. They lose all the responsibility. They lose all the truck payments, all the bills, because you're paying it. And when you really, really sit down and do the calculations, you're not making more or you're making less than a company driver. The freight market is so horrible right now, it is not good for a lease driver. I know Prime nickels and dimes you on everything. I came to Hellwig recently, and they'll install your CB for free. They'll run the 10-foot coax, the antennas, all that stuff for free. They have a truck wash right there at the terminal, or trailer wash for the terminal, and it's free. They're not sitting here nickeling and diming us on everything. Take it, I'm not a lease driver anymore and I'm company, but I'm not being nickeled and dimed on everything anymore. And everybody I've talked to here, it's great. I mean, they're having the time of their life. They're making the best money they've ever made. I haven't heard any bad drivers. There's a couple bad reviews on Google, but there's a lot more to them stories. And if you're a driver, you know that. But I am going to end this video to say this. Prime is very sneaky. It's a good place if you don't have any other options to get your CDL and to get the experience in. It's a stepping stone company. It's not a stay-at-home company anymore. They've changed a lot. Even since I've left, I've heard horror stories. They've changed so much. I have drivers that have been there 10 plus years, and they said they're ready to get out the door. It's not what it used to be, and it's really hard to make money. I have a guy that's been driving and been a lease driver for several years. He's probably completed 2 or 3 leases, and he's like, I'm just not making money anymore, not like I used to. And he's making less than a company driver. After running all week, he maybe makes $400 or $500 after take home or after taxes and all that, deductions. It's not what it used to be. I left, and it's almost like Prime can't get it wrapped around their head why people are leaving. It's because they've changed their module. They changed how they treat drivers. They've changed their trucks. Prime used to be, and I actually had this confirmed. I'm raising my seat, don't mind me. Prime used to be the fastest truck on the road. I've heard they used to run 78 miles an hour. Take it, there's a lot of newbies in the truck now, and they can't do that. But they're not what they used to be. There's a girl here who had 4 trucks with Prime, and she made bank, like hand over fist money. And it's almost like you have to either own your own truck or own multiple trucks to be able to make money with them. And even then, it's a risk. It's always a risk. So I highly recommend you to get your experience and seek out other companies. I would say if you have no other options, they're probably the best one to go to. Get your CDL, get some experience, get out. But if you can, go find a community college, get a Pell Grant, and get your CDL for free that way. Take it and get an experience. May be a little challenging because you're going to have to find a company that doesn't that has a course you can take to get experience and have a job. But Prime offers both of those things in one. I'll make a video on national carriers. I'll make a video of everywhere I've been. But ultimately, if you have a year experience, I will say this, and you're curious, and you want something better, check out my orientation video for Hellwig. If you got any questions at all, you can ask me in the comments or drop your phone number and I'll call and answer some questions that I can answer. But if there's any questions that I can't answer about Hellwig in Terrell, Texas, I ask that you call Crystal. Her direct phone number, if you could not read it, I will put in the comment section or the description, and I will always also read it out loud. It is 469-304-2456. That was my recruiter. Everything she said matched to what the company does. I ask that you use me as a referral. I will answer any questions possible, no matter what, as many as I can, and if I can't answer them, I will refer you to the recruiter. But overall, I highly recommend Hellwig. For the first time in a very, 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 very long time, I don't feel like I'm being lied to in some way, shape, or form. I don't feel like I'm being screwed. I don't feel like there's a lot of hidden information. I don't feel trapped to the point where I just have to accept it like, well, this is how the company is. I got to deal with it. I feel very welcomed, very open. I feel at home. But overall, my view on Prine has shifted. It's good company if it's your only option to get your CDL, but get your experience and get out. They're changing so much, and they're not what they used to be. A lot of drivers have differing opinions. You're going to see a lot of the same videos why other people left Prime, and you're going to hear a lot of bad things. You may hear some good things. I don't know what's all still out there because I don't really care anymore. But if you have any questions about Hellwig or any questions about my experiences, please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. I will answer as many as possible, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.